Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the birdsnestsports.com broadcasting network. Mike Ritchie here running solo today. I'm over at Great Crossing High School in Georgetown, Kentucky. Great weather out here, 63 degrees, 9-mile-an-hour wind out of the south-southwest. As I like to say, the weather is awesome. Third game of the day here. We're going to take a time here. We're going to take a time out. We'll come back. We'll go into the specifics. Again, you're watching Bird Nest Athletics on birdsnestsports.com. Be back in a second.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to birdsnestsports.com. Mike Ritchie here at Georgetown, Kentucky. Great Crossing High School, third ball game of the day. Great Crossing is getting set to host Woodford County. The Yellow Jackets from Versailles come in with a record of 3-3. Great Crossing in the last game got their first victory ever in the school's program as they defeated Connor by a score of 12-8. They scored 4 runs in the fifth, 4 in the sixth. Wound up scoring 12 runs total on 13 hits, 6 errors to get Coach Greg Stratton his first high school victory after waiting for 2 years to play their first game. Like I said, Woodford County just got finished playing Connor High School from Hebron. Woodford County was in charge, however, they gave up 11 spot to Connor, who wound up tying the ball game up. Connor came back and won the ball game in 8 innings as they played at 8 runs, only giving up 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning for the victory, which moved Woodford County's record down to 3-3. Like I say, interesting ball game here. A lot of runs scored so far. We'll see how the pitching holds up. For Great Crossing, they're going to go with this junior, Logan Adams. He's pitched 2.2 innings, given up 1 hit, 1 run, and 5 innings pitched. 51 pitches, and his ERA currently is 2.62. Woodford County is going to come back and start Brandon Golins. He's a senior. He'll also be the designated hitter and the pitcher with a new rule in high school baseball this season. As you can see, head coach Greg Stratton, along with head coach Paul Patterson from Woodford County, are at home plate talking to the umpires, exchanging lineups, and we'll be set to go here in a couple of minutes. We'll take another break here. We'll come back and get this ball game started very shortly.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Greens Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to the birdsnest.com broadcasting network. Mike Ritchie here, Great Crossings High School. Getting ready to go here. Let's go over the defensive lineup for Woodford County. Out in left field is number 28, R.J. McNeely. Out in center field is number 11, the senior, David Nikola Yinko, and the right fielder, Austin Markwell.
Shortstop, number 5, Rankin.
Playing third base for Woodford County is Alex Coyle. At shortstop is number 5, Brandon Rankin. The second baseman is Max Vanderbroek, and the first baseman is Tyler Case. Behind the plate is number 10, a sophomore, Josh Hari, and pitching for Woodford County is number 17, the senior, Brandon Goins.
Number 34.
For Scott County defensively,
Case. Number
playing left field for Scott County is number 1, Colin Nicholson. Center fielder is number 18, Jake Faraday. Out in right field is number 12, Aiden Foster. The third baseman is number 28, Seth Benner. The shortstop for Great Crossing is number 9, Grant Stewart. The second baseman, number 2, Benny M. Bond. And over at first base, number 17, Jacob Turlia. The catcher is number 10, Peyton Harris. And on the bump for Great Crossing, the junior, number 34, Logan Atkins.
Number 28, Seth Benner.
PA announcers currently announcing the starting lineups as they take the positions. Great Crossing is, as they are the home team, wearing navy uniforms trimmed in green and white numerals and lettering. Woodford County comes out in their sleeveless yellow tops with black lettering and numbers. Head coach for Woodford County is Paul Patterson. Great Crossing's head coach is Greg Stratton.
Number 1, Colin Nicholson. The pitcher, number 34, Logan Atkins.
And we're ready to go here. Like I say, an almost perfect day for high school baseball, any type of baseball. Again, on the bump for Great Crossing, number 34, Logan Atkins. The Warhawks got their first victory of their high school in their last ball game, again, as they defeated Connor by a score of 12-8. That'll be a trivia question, I'm pretty sure, around here. It was who was the first victory in baseball for Great Crossing. And if you guess Connor High School out of Hebron, you will be correct. Woodford County comes into the ball game with a record of 3-3. They went over to Bourbon County and defeated Bourbon County 16-12, Paris 20-0. Then they had back-to-back night doubleheaders with Paul Lawrence Dunbar. They got beat in the first night 8-3 and took it on the chin 2-0 on the return matchup. They did defeat Boyle County, however, 7-2. That was one of the teams that Great Crossing took a loss to back on March the 29th. Boyle County beat Great Crossing 5-1. Great Crossing's other loss of the season was to Mercer County back on April the 1st. Mercer County beat them 18-8. So again, a perfect day here in Georgetown, Kentucky. The wind's blowing in the south-southwest. If you're looking at the flag compared to the layout of the baseball field, it looks like it's blowing dead left field. We've had about 3 or 4 home runs hit here tonight so far. So a lot of talent on the ball field here tonight. Again, on the bump for Great Crossing is Logan Atkins, the junior. Leading off for Woodford County, number 28, R.J. McNeely, the senior. Pretty good ball player in his own right. Here's the windup in the first pitch.
On deck.
Strike one is the call. Ground ball over to Bond at second base. He picks it up easily over to Turlia out at first base. Easy. Ground ball, Benny and Bond. Good job fundamentally. Flips it over to Jacob Turlia for the first out of the ball game. 4-3 in the books if you're keeping score. Bring up Brandon Rankin, the sophomore shortstop, wearing number 5 for Woodford County, batting from the right side. Atkins from the windup. Off-speed pitch, curveball, strike one the call. Atkins up to this point, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Can't get much better than that. From the windup, just like that, fastball outside. Trying to get Brandon Rankin, the sophomore shortstop, to chase one. He laid off of it, and the count evens up at 1-1. Back with a fastball strike right down the middle. Rankin looking all the way. Count goes to 1-2. 1 out here at Great Crossings High School, Woodford County and Great Crossing. We're in the top of the first inning. Curveball in the dirt. Rankin check swings. They don't check him over at first base, so that means it's a ball, and the count goes 2-2. Atkins takes his time getting the pitch, and the batter, Rankin, calls timeout. Little cat and mouse game going. Some people call it boring. I call it very interesting. The mental aspect of baseball. Here's the pitch in the dirt. And the count goes 3-2. Woodford County in Region 8, District 30. Great Crossing in the powerhouse, Region number 11, District 41. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Foul ball straight back, and the count remains 3-2. Brandon Rankin, the sophomore shortstop, staying alive here early here in the ball game. Top of the first inning. Awesome day here at Great Crossings High School. Here's a 3-2 pitch, curveball. Ground ball over to first. Turlia flips it over to Atkins just in time for the out. Just like you teach it. 3-1 in the books, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Max Vanderbroek, wearing number 14, the senior second baseman.
Now batting the second baseman, number 14, Vandenbroek. On deck, Goins.
So the 3-hitter now batting for Woodford County. 2 up, 2 down for Logan Atkins. He rocks and fires. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike is the call. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Good job behind the plate there by Peyton Harris, the junior catcher. Fundamentally sound. Ball in the dirt. Hit the knees. Use the chest protector. Atkins with the sign. He rocks, lets it go, curveball in the dirt, and just like that, Vanderbroek couldn't lay off of that one, and he falls behind 1-2 here. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Atkins. Fastball high. Vanderbroek lays off of that one. Appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. We're going to try to do about 15 high school baseball and softball games across Great Crossings and Scott County on the season. Trying it out here, seeing how the folks liked watching baseball and softball on the internet. If you can't make it out, with all the COVID stuff going on, just don't feel comfortable, check us out. It's birdnestsports.com. Curveball in the dirt. Vanderbroek lays off of it, and we have our first walk of the ball game. So Vanderbroek hops down to first base. That'll bring up
number 17, Goins.
the pitcher, number 17, Brandon Goins, the senior.
Coyle.
He's listed as the DH dash pitcher. He comes in batting from the right side. Atkins' first pitch from the stretch is a strike, outside corner. Home plate umpire, both umpires tonight have liked that outside pitch. They've been very consistently calling that outside pitch for a strike. That tells me if I was a pitching coach, I'd say keep throwing it on the outside part of the plate if they're going to call it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He can't lay off of that high fastball, and the count goes 0-2. As Goins finds himself way behind here. 0-2, we have a runner down at first base in the name of Max Vanderbroek. Holding him on is Turlia for Great Crossing. Off on the pitch. The throw is there, and no tag. A little bit late on the shortstop coming over there. Grant Stewart didn't get to the bag in time. He had to catch it on the run. Didn't have time to get the tag down, so that'll be a stolen base for Mr. Vanderbroek. And it'll be 1-2 is the count. As that last fastball is high, Atkins steps off the plate, or off the mound, looking back at the runner, gets back on, checks the runner one time, lets it go, curveball just a little outside. Fans wanted that one a little bit. It's either that or Ric Flair's in the crowd. I heard a couple of woos on that one. 2-2 the count here. Deuce is all over the scoreboard. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner down at second base. Max Vanderbroek walked, stole second. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Atkins. Curveball in the dirt in front of him, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Getting Vanderbroek over to third, so Scott So Great Crossing started out well. First two batters. Ground ball to the second baseman, ground ball to the first baseman. Then we give up a walk. And as they say in high school basketball, or baseball, a walk is usually very dangerous. Foul ball back by Goins. Count remains 3-2. Outfielders playing pretty much straight up for Great Crossing. The center fielder is a little bit shaded towards the left field side. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Foul tip into the mitt, and that'll be a strikeout swinging. So 4 batters to the plate for Woodford County here in the top of the first inning. They leave 1 runner stranded, so they score no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So through the top of the first inning.
The first inning, Woodford County sends 4 batters to the plate, scores no runs on no hits with 1 runner left on base.
So we'll take a timeout. We'll be back for the bottom of first here on the birdsnestsports.com.
On the mound for Woodford County, number 17, Goins.
Welcome back to the birdsnestsports.com broadcasting network. Mike Ritchie here at Great Crossing High School. We go to the bottom of the first inning. On the mound for Woodford County is number 17, Brandon Goins, the senior. Defensively for Woodford County, they got McNeely out in left field, Nicola Yinko out in center field, Markwell on right, Case over at first, Vanderbroek at second, Rankin at shortstop, Coyle down at third. You got Hari behind the plate, and you got Mr. Goins, Brandon Goins on the mound, the righty, senior for Woodford County. Scott County's batting lineup. They'll start off with number 4, Zach Lyons, batting .500 on the year. He'll be followed up by Beniam Bond, the senior second baseman, batting .250. Seth Beener will be batting in the 3-hole, playing third base today. He's batting .400. Jacob Turlia is the first baseman, the senior, batting .143. Jake Faraday, the senior center fielder, batting .545 for the Warhawks. Aiden Foster, the senior right fielder, batting .143. Grant Stewart, the shortstop. Peyton Harris, the catcher. And the number 9 hitter, the left fielder, number 1, Colin Nicholson.
Lions on deck, Bond.
So Zach Lyons, in the bottom of the fifth, hit the first home run ever in Great Crossing baseball history. Swing and miss on the off-speed pitch on the outside. Strike 1. So another thing for the record books and future trivia questions. Zach Lyons, bottom of the 5th inning against Connor here earlier today. First home run over the fence in right field. Here's the 0-1 pitch in the dirt, and the count evens up 1-1. Goins pitch off speed, outside. Zach Lyons couldn't lay off of it, and the count goes to 1-2. So the strikeout there.
Now batting the second baseman.
That'll bring
number
up
2,
the senior
Beniam
second
Bond.
baseman wearing number 2,
On deck,
Beniam Bond.
Bender.
Beniam 2 of 4 earlier in the game against Connor High School, batting .250 on the season. Here's the first pitch from Goins, outside fastball, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Goins, fastball right down the pipe. Count evens up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch inside. Ball 2. Woodford County's outfield playing pretty much straight up, maybe a step or two deep in left and right. Here's the ground ball. Over to the shortstop. Rankin up with it quickly. Over to Case. And another ground ball. Easy out. 6-3 in the books. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting the third baseman, number 28, Seth Benner. On deck, Turlia.
It's like groundhog here today. Woodford County's first 2 batters were easy outs. We'll see what the third batter for Great Crossing is. Seth Benner, the third baseman, University of Cumberland signee, batting .500. He was 2 of 4 with an RBI in the game against Connor earlier today. That fastball just a little outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Here's the pitch from Goins. Foul ball straight back. Beautiful complex here at Great Crossing High School. The baseball and the softball field are right together. Both of them have a really nice bleachers, covered bleachers, and a really nice press box. Off-speed pitch a little bit high. Couldn't ask for a better baseball facility or softball facility for that matter. 4 batting cages down the left field line. There's ball 4, and just like deja vu all over again, the batter walks. Seth Benner hops on down to first base. That'll bring up Jacob Turlia. Jake
Now
was
that
1
is
and
the
4
first baseman,
in the first
number
game here
17.
today against Connor.
Perlia.
First time from the stretch is Goins. Strike is the call. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. That fastball is a little bit high. You can see the sun is kind of covering over home plate. That makes it a little bit more difficult for the batter. The pitcher's out in the sun. The ball crosses over in to the shade before it gets to the plate. Pickoff attempt over to Benner. I think that was just one of those to let him know that he hadn't forgot about him. One ball, one strike, 2 outs here at the bottom of the first inning. Goins gets the sign, rocks and fires. Line drive, will it get in the gap? No, it will not. Benner gets a great jump. It goes by the right fielder, and Coach Stratton is going to bring Benner around as Terlia goes out to second base. That will not be an RBI for Terlia. We're going to give him a base hit and then an error on the right fielder. But regardless, first run of the ball game in
The
for
center fielder, number 18, Jake Faraday.
great crossing. That'll bring up Jake Faraday, the senior center fielder, as he has Terlia out at second base. Good piece of 2-out hitting there by Terlia. Line drive over the second baseman's head. One bobble by the right fielder out there, Markwell. Lets Benner score the first run of the ball game as Great Crossings takes an early 1-0 lead. Ground ball. Good pickup by Rankin. Flips it over to Case. Great stretch, and he stays on the bag for the third out of the inning, so that'll be 6-3 in the book. But if you're keeping score, that's 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. So through 1 complete, your score is Great Crossing 1,
In the bottom half of the first inning, Great Crossing
Woodford County,
sends 5
0.
runners to the plate, scores 1 run on 1 hit.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance?
And that too.
Welcome back to Bird's Nest Athletics. I'm Mike Ritchie. You're listening to us on the internet at birdnestsports.com. If you know any friends that couldn't make it out to the ball game today, give them a buzz, whether it be text message, IM, Facebook. Doesn't matter to me. Give them a buzz and have them check us out here on birdnestsports.com. We're going to bring you about 15 to 20
Leading off
high
the
school
top half of the second
baseball
inning,
and softball
the
games.
third baseman, number 18,
We're going to spread the wealth. We're going to do, we already done a scrimmage for Scott County baseball to try it out over there. This is a test ball game here for Great Crossing to see how the internet and the facilities handle the wireless card. Everything looks perfect so far. We're also going to do Scott County fast pitch and Great Crossing fast pitch. So look for us. We're going to have a schedule out very quickly. Keep an eye on us on Facebook and check back at birdsnestsports.com regularly, and you'll see what games we have coming up. Starting the second inning here in the ball game, the top of the second, that'll bring up Alex Coyle, the third baseman, wearing number 18, the sophomore, batting from the right side. First pitch outside. Atkins, 2 pitches pretty much in the same spot. He falls behind 2-0 to the sophomore third baseman from Woodford County, Alex Coyle. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Same location, just a little bit low. And the count goes 3-0. Automatic take sign here if it were me. But we're talking about the 5 batter. We'll see. He takes it, and Mr. Atkins gives it to him. His second walk of the ball game.
Now
That'll bring up
center fielder,
David.
Number 11, Nikola Yiko.
Nikola Yinko, the senior center fielder, wearing number 11. We have Alex Coyle down at first base, being held on by Great Crossing Jacob Turlia. Atkins says, hey, I know you're over there. That was just one of those to make Alex Coyle's mom know that she has to wash her uniform tonight. Squares around the bunt. Nikolenko with the bunt attempt, foul. The count goes to 0-1. Nikolenko at the plate. Alex Coyle down at first base, being held on by Jacob Turlia. Nice curveball right there, drops in for a strike, and the count goes 0-2. Awesome looking curveball right here from my vantage point, right behind the plate. You go back to Mac. Turlia gets it. He'll step on first for the force out. And that'll advance Alex Coyle down to second base. Turlia had a shot to go to second base. Shortstop was there, but he decided just to get the sure out. So we'll get an unassisted
now batting
put out.
First baseman, number
That'll bring up
34,
Tyler Case,
Case.
the first baseman, for
On deck,
Woodford County.
Hurry.
Alex Coyle's down to second base. One out here in the second inning.
I said like Mari Kovic.
Line drive down to left field, about 10 feet foul, but he hit that one on the nose. Tyler Case, the first baseman, senior, wearing number 34 at the plate. All batters up to this point for Woodford County have been batting in the right side batter's box. Not much lead out at second base. Here's the pitch from Atkins, a little bit high. Count goes even at 1-1. One out here in the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Gets behind Peyton Harris. The runner gets a late jump, but he's able to get in there. We'll call that a wild pitch. Thought Peyton Harris did a good job of blocking that one, but somehow it got through the 5-hole. He couldn't find it, and Coyle hustles over to third base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Now a good opportunity here for Tyler Case to tie up this ball game. All he's got to do is hit a ground ball to the right side or a fly ball deep enough to score him. And like I say, easy for me to say, all he has to do. Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way from Atkins. And the count goes to full. 3-2 the count, one out here, top of the second inning. Great Crossing with a 1-0 lead over Woodford County. Woodford County threatening with Alex Coyle down at third base. And they're going to give him the outside strike for a strike out looking. 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 10, the sophomore Josh Horry.
Now batting the catcher, number 10, Horry. On deck, Markwell.
So an opportunity here for Josh Horry, the sophomore, to plate the first run and tie up this ball game here. Atkins swinging a miss, strike one. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Woodford County, Great Crossing. Great Crossing with the early 1-0 lead. I'll update the scoreboard here. That pitch a little bit low. It had to be low because it cut home plate right in half. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Same spot, maybe 3 or 4 inches higher, and the umpire says that's a strike. Count goes to 1-2 here. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the third strikeout of the ball game for Mr. Atkins, and that'll get us 3 outs and through 1.5 innings. Great crossing.
In the top half of the second inning,
with the lead,
Woodford County sends 4 batters
1-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back.
Runs with no hits, with 1 runner left on base.
For the bottom of the second.
Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to Great Crossing High School. Mike Ritchie here, the BirdNestSports.com broadcast network. Proud to bring you Great Crossing and Scott County baseball and softball action this spring, excuse me. Going to bring you about 15 or so baseball and or softball games. Kind of spread the love out across all 4 teams. Should be a fun spring. Check us out.
Out the bottom half of the second inning, the right fielder, number 12, Aiden Foster. On deck, Stewart.
So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Great Crossing leading off is number 12, Aiden Foster, the senior right fielder, batting 143 on the season. First pitch, swing and a miss. Gets past the catcher. Might have been a foul tip off the catcher. Good hustle by the on-deck batter, Grant Stewart. Picking up the foul ball. The umpire says thank you, but hold on to it. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Goins. Off-speed pitch, outside corner, 0-2. Aiden Foster finds himself behind in the count. 0-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Great Crossing with the early 1-0 lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He's going to say he did go around. Strike 3. Foster tried to hold it up.
Shortstop, number 9, Grant Stewart. On deck, Harris.
He wasn't able to hold the check swing. So 1 out in the books here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the junior shortstop, number 9, Grant Stewart. Strike call. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Goins. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Brandon Goins in a groove here in this second inning. Already has 1 strikeout in the inning. Finds himself ahead in the count, 0-2 against Grant Stewart. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Catcher drops it, so he comes out, flips it over to Mr. Case down at first base. And that'll be back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs here in the inning, and that'll bring up the junior catcher, number 10, Peyton Harris.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10, Peyton Harris. On deck, Nicholson.
Peyton Harris looking for his first official at-bat of the year. First pitch, off-speed on the outside corner. Looks like a good change-up. I don't know what Mr. Goins had between the innings, but he's rocking and firing here so far here in this second inning. Three strikeouts in the ball game up to this point for Mr. Goins. Count evens up 1-1. Excuse me, 2-1 is the count. I always had trouble with the big numbers. Ball low, and the count goes to 3-1. Three and 1 pitch out to right field. 1 hopper to the right fielder. Markwell up with it easily. Back in, and great job of hitting there by Peyton Harris as he gets a single to right field.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Colin Nicholson.
Good
On
two-out
deck,
piece of hitting there
Ryan.
by Peyton Harris. In for a courtesy runner for Harris is number 31, Micah Mullins.
Courtesy run for the catcher, number 31, Micah Mullins.
Micah Mullins out at first base for Great Crossing. At the plate, the left fielder, the senior Colin Nicholson. First pitch, swing and a miss. So deja vu all over for Mr. Goins. He had the first two batters in the first inning, retired them easily. Did the same here in the second. Gave up a single to Peyton Harris. Over to right field. Fake bunt. Nicholson pulls it back. And the count evens up at 1-1. Coach Stratton down at third base going old school with the hand signs. A lot of folks use the 3-digit number signs nowadays. Makes it harder to steal them. But Coach Stratton says, I'm going to go old school today. Goins steps off the back of the pitcher's mound, trying to see what Micah Mullins is up to. Got a pretty good lead. Gets back easily on that pickoff attempt. So 1-1 the count here, 2 outs. Another pickoff attempt. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Mullins is off on the pitch. He's in easily. Stolen base for Mr. Mullins. He gets down to scoring position. Now a chance for Colin Nicholson. The base hit here could extend the lead. Great Crossing up early, 1-0. Up to this point, Brandon Goins, a much different pitcher from the stretch instead of out of the windup. As he falls behind 3-1. Coach Stratton going through the signs. I think he told him, make sure it's a strike if it is swing. So Brandon Goins looks back, lets it go. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and the count goes full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman. Picks it up easily. Coyle over to Case for the out. 5-3 in the books for the third out of the inning. So Great Crossing scores no runs on one hit, no errors, and they leave one runner on base. So through 2 complete. Great Crossing with the early lead, 1-0 here on the birdsnest.com broadcast network. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back in just a minute.
In the bottom half, the second inning, Great Crossing sends 4 batters to the plate.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Green's Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Green's is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Green strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Green's continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Green's winning team. Green's Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think Green.
Welcome back to Bird's Nest Athletics. I'm Mike Ritchie. Listen to us on the internet at www.birdnestsports.com. Great Crossing as we go to the top of the third inning, leading Woodford County 1-0.
Leading off the
Woodford
top half of the
County's
third inning, the right fielder, number 8, Markwell. On deck, McNeely.
Woodford County will lead off the third inning with the number 9 hitter, number 8, Austin Markwell, the junior right fielder. Markwell, excuse me. He's batting from the right side as well. Here comes Atkins' pitch. Logan Atkins gets him to foul it straight back. And the count goes 0-1. Top of the third inning here at Great Crossing High School. Great day for baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Good job by Peyton Harris, keeping that pitch in front of him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside. As you can tell by the screen, the backstop, or excuse me, the bleachers behind home plate causing a little bit of an issue. It looks like with the sun going down the way it is, that's a strike. It evens it up at 2-2. But as I was saying, the shade is really in the left-hand batter's box, and home plate is now in the sun. Here's the 2-2 pitch outside. Peyton Harris backhands it, picks it up like it was nothing. Throws it back to Mr. Atkins and says, hey, let's get a third strike here real quick. Atkins rocks and fires. Fastball outside. And one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to give up any walks, but definitely you don't want to walk the number 9 hitter.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 28, McNeely. On deck, Rankin.
So Woodford County back to the top of the lineup here in the top of the third inning. Austin Markwell down at first base after the walk. R.J. McNeely, the senior left fielder, grounded out to Benny and Bond in the first. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, wild pitch, and that'll get Markwell with the free pass down to second base. One thing about it, with runners on base, you have to really trust your catcher there on those off-speed pitch. Unfortunately, Logan Atkins is getting that off-speed curveball down in the dirt, and those are tough pitches for any catcher to control. So Atkins steps off the back. Gets a signal from the shortstop. Now he's back on the rubber, coming from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way to McNeely. Just a little bit outside. So 2-0 the count here, top of the third inning. The leadoff hitter, number 28, R.J. McNeely, at the plate for Woodford County. Logan Atkins rocks and fires. That pitch has been a strike all day long, regardless of who the umpire, and the count goes 2-1. Foul ball off the plate. Lands in front of the Great Crossing dugout. Good hustle there by Great Crossing's assistant coach, Austin Jarvis. Of course, being the pitcher, he has to rough it up a little bit before he gives it back to the catcher. Austin, an old pitcher for Scott County back in the day. Saying that just to make him feel old in case he goes back and listens to this after the game. So R.J. McNeely, the senior left fielder, at the plate. The count 2-2. Down on second base is number 8, Austin Markwell. Led off the inning with a walk. Got down to second with a wild pitch. McNeely calls time. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball just a little bit outside. Logan Atkins doing a great job of trying to hit that outside corner. Count goes full, 3-2 here. No outs here in the top of the third inning. Markwell down at second. Fly ball in the air. Underneath of it is Faraday out in short left center field. Markwell has no shot at advancing, so Faraday just picks it back in to Stewart. And the first out of the inning. F8.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 5, Rankin.
That'll bring up Brandon Rankin, the sophomore shortstop. Grounded out to Turlia over at first base. On a nice put out as he flipped it over to Turlia, covering the bag as you're supposed to. One out here in the top of the third. First pitch swinging, gets past Atkins picked up by Stewart. Stewart over to Turlia off the bag. Throwing error by the shortstop. That'll let Brandon Rankin stay down at first base. Austin Markwell goes to third base on the ground ball.
Now batting,
Stewart does a great job picking it up.
Baseman, number 14,
had plenty of time. Just kind of sailed the throw a little bit. Turlia tried to stay on the bag, but he was pulled off to the infield side. So the runner is safe. So first and third for Woodford County, the number 3 hitter, Max Vanderbroek, the second baseman at the plate for Woodford County. Logan Atkins flips it over to first base. Good pickup by Turlia. Dangerous pick right there. That one gets by. A run scores from third. So Markwell at third. Rankin down at first. Check swing. That was more like a oops swing. Ball's a little bit inside. He tried to check it. Went off the handle of the bat. Out of play over top the first base dugout, and the count goes 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Count evens up 1-1. Top of the third inning here at Great Crossing High School. Great Crossing 1, Woodford County 0, but Woodford County threatening here with one out in the top of the third. Markwell down at third base. Rankin over at first. Markwell got on with the walk. A little bit of an action here. If you're a Great Crossing, you're probably not happy if you're looking at it, but I think Coach Stratton will be okay with that. The runner still at third base, but with the hustle from Brandon Rankin, he doesn't get the balk out of Logan Atkins, but he does get down to second base, which takes away the force play at second and also the double play. Ball hit down the right field side, out of play. Count goes to 1-2 for the senior second baseman, Vanderbroek. Rankin down at second, Markwell down at third base. Logan Atkins from the stretch, heading the count 1-2. Ground ball up the middle, gets past Stewart. One run in easily, Markwell. They're going to challenge Faraday out from center field. On the slide, he's safe at home, and the runner is out. Trying to advance at second base. So a base hit for Osterbrook with 1 RBI. He's out. We'll call that one, if you want to get all the numbers in, it was 8. 8-2-6 with 2 outs.
Now batting the pitcher, number 17, Goins. On deck, Coyle.
So Woodford County takes the lead here as they get 2 runs on the single off the bat of Vanderbroek, who got thrown out at second base trying to advance. I think that's one of those things, if you're coached right, you want to go ahead and try to get to second base to force them to cut the throw. They didn't cut it, however. Harris with a great throw out to Stewart for the tag. Swing and a miss by Goins. Brandon Goins, the pitcher, struck out in the first inning to end the inning. One pitch is called on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to the senior pitcher for Woodford County, Brandon Goins. Oh, 2 pitch, ground ball to Turlia. Good job. He knocks it down, picks it up, steps on the bag. So unassisted by 3 for the third out of the inning, but Woodford County does some damage as they score 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error for Scott County, and leave no runners on base. So through 2.5 innings, Woodford County takes the lead. It's 2-0 here over Scott County. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the bottom of the third. You're watching Bird's Nest Athletics on birdsnestsports.com.
In the top half of the third inning.
health means everything. That's why we work to help keep you safe when you come to us for care. That's also why it's so important to not delay getting the care that you need. Whether it's an emergency, a checkup, or time for a screening like your annual mammogram, get the care that your health needs now, because your health means everything to us too.
Welcome back to Great Crossings Baseball Field. Mike Ritchie here in the Bird Nest Sports Athletics Broadcast Network. Check us out on birdsnestsports.com. Coach Stratton trying to get his team to get the lead back. They gave it up there as Woodford County scores 2 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. Austin Markwell scored the first one. Brandon Rankin scored the second one on the base hit off of the bat of the senior second baseman, Max Vanderbloat.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning,
who got thrown out trying to extend
number 4, Zach
at the second
Lyons.
base.
On deck, Bond.
But Scott County High School got their first victory of the season as they defeated Callaway County down in western Kentucky. Final score, Scott County 11, Callaway County 4. Scott County 1-3 on the road trip to western Kentucky. Great Crossing back to the top of the lineup. Zach Lyons struck out in the 1st inning, hitting .500 on the season. The Kentucky Christian signee finds himself with the even count 1-1 off-speed pitch. He waits on it, drives it to center field. However, good catch out there by Nikola Yinko. David, as his friends call him.
Now batting,
first out of the inning.
Second baseman, number 2, Vinian Bond. On deck, Benner.
Now batting the second baseman, grounded out to the shortstop, Rankin, in the 1st inning. For the second out of the 1st inning. First pitch swinging. Fly ball over the head of the left fielder, and it's a home run. Benny and Bond showing some home run power.
Touch them all. Home run, Benny and Bond.
As he ties this ball game up. Benny and Bond will be the first Great Crossing home run to left field. So we'll make the trivia questions on down the road a lot harder. Zach Lyons with the first home run in Great Crossing baseball history, but that went out in right field.
Third baseman, number 28, Seth Benner. On deck, Turlia.
So Seth Benner, the third baseman, now batting. He walked and scored in the 1st inning. Kind of off. Handcuffed him a little bit, but enough power to get it out to left field. So Seth Benner
now batting
with the single.
Baseman, number
That'll bring
17,
up the senior
Jacob
first
Turlia.
baseman, number
On
17,
deck,
Jacob
Faraday.
Turlia. Jacob had the single in the 1st inning, which saw Seth Benner score on the air by the right fielder, Markwell. So 1 out, first pitch in the dirt. Ball gets past the catcher. So that'll be a wild pitch, and Seth Benner will head down to second base. So 1-0 the count. I thought Hari did a great job of stopping that one. Somehow it got through the legs. He didn't know where it was. He thought he blocked it himself. And the count goes 2-0 to Great Crossing senior first baseman Jacob Turlia. Jacob 1 for 4 in the earlier ball game against Connor High School. 2-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1 out. Zach Lyons led off the 3rd inning, fly ball to center field. Benny Bond comes up, looks like a fly ball off the bat to left field, but the wind We talked about blowing straight out to left field, 9 miles an hour. Benny and Bond's going to say it wasn't wind aided, but it doesn't matter. Across the fence, home run. Great crossing. Good piece of hitting right there as Turlia gets his second hit of the ball game. Markwell up with the throw, but Benner scores easily. So Jacob Turlia gets his first RBI of the ball game on a base hit to right field.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 18, Jake Faraday. On deck, Foster.
So Seth Beener scores the third run of the ball game for Great Crossing, and they retake the lead. 3-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 out for the Warhawks. That'll bring up Jacob Faraday, the senior right fielder, Arkansas signee. Jake originally signed with Wabash, but a lot of times once you sign at the junior college level, it gets the big schools to start looking at you. And Arkansas, one of the SEC powers, comes in, offers a good scholarship for Faraday, and he accepts. This ball is going to get in the gap out in left center field. On his horses is Turlia. Is he going to make the turn? Coach Stratton is going to hold him up, but he runs through the sign. Says, Coach, I knew he wasn't going to throw it. So Jake Faraday with an RBI double out in the gap in right center field.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 12, Aiden Foster. On deck, Stewart.
That's one of those, if you're going to run through the coach's sign, you need to make sure you scored. Turlia did that, so nobody will care. Paul Patterson, the head coach for Woodford County, out talking to Mr. Goins. Brandon Goins had a pretty easy second inning. But here in the third, he had a first batter. He got the fly out to center field. Benny and Bond hit a home run. Seth Beener gets a single to left field. Kind of handcuffs him, but he gets it over top of the third baseman shortstop's head. Jacob Turlia gets a single to right field, scores him. And then Jake Faraday, nice drive out into the gap in left center field. And that scores Turlia all the way from first base as he runs through the stop sign of Coach Stratton down at third. And that'll bring up Aiden Foster. Struck out in the second inning to lead off the inning. Senior right fielder. Batting 143 on the season. A chance to get an RBI here. Nope. 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. Faraday out at second base. First pitch to Foster is a little bit low. Good response by Great Crossing as they gave up the lead in the top of the third. They come back and score 3 runs to regain the lead 4-2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Faraday off on the pitch. Steals third base easily with no throw. Aiden Foster finds himself ahead 3-0. And I can't read the signs, but I guarantee you this is a take sign from Coach Stratton down at third base. Good hustle there by Jake Faraday. Picked the perfect pitch to steal third base. The breaking ball in the dirt. No chance for the catcher for Woodford County, Josh Hari. Here's the 3-0 pitch, 1 out. Fastball down the gut for strike 1. Jake Faraday very aggressive down here at third base for Great Crossing. Brandon Goins, ball in the dirt. So that'll be another free pass.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 9, Grant Stewart. On deck, Harris.
So Great Crossing will have runners on the corners. Jake Faraday down at third. Aiden Foster out at first base. And here comes the head coach for Woodford County, Paul Patterson. It's his second visit. So I think we're probably going to get us a new pitcher. That new pitcher is going to be number 19, if I'm guessing correctly, and that is going to be Colin Sims, the junior.
Now pitching, number 19, Colin Sims.
So if you're keeping the scorebook, Goins is credited for 2 1/3 innings. He gives up 6 hits. Can't tell you how many runs because he's got 2 runners out on the bases that he's responsible for. He had 2 walks. And he had 3 strikeouts. So Coach Patterson coming in with the junior left-handed throwing Colin Sims. Great crossing, a good job this inning. Woodford County in their top of the third scored 2 runs to take the 2-1 lead. Great crossing comes back with the home run off the bat of Benny and Bond. And then back-to-back base hits off the bats of Seth Beener, Jacob Turlia, and Jake Faraday. Aiden Foster walks. He's off on the first pitch. The throw straight to the third baseman, trying to see what was going on over by Mr. Faraday down at third base. He wasn't falling for that, so Aiden Foster gets a stolen base. So the runners at second and third. For great crossing, Grant Stewart, the junior shortstop, struck out in the in the second inning. Takes the ball high. Count goes to 2-0. Here's the pitch from Sims. It's high. Colin Sims' release point's a little bit high here. Needs to hold on to it just for a split second longer. Maybe not a split second, maybe a fraction longer. Good coaching by your play-by-play guy up here. That one's for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. 1 out here, bottom of the third inning. Great crossing, 4-2. They're threatening with runners. Jake Faraday down at third, Aiden Foster down at second. Here's a 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Grant Stewart, and the count goes full. Coach Stratton with 1 out here, just wants the ball in play. First baseman's playing up close. Everybody but the second baseman for Woodford County is playing up close. 3-2 pitch is high, and another free pass. We'll get Grant Stewart down to first and load the bases for the catcher.
Now
number 10, Peyton Harris.
Number 10, Peyton Harris. On deck, Nicholson.
Peyton Harris had a single to right field in the second inning for a great crossing. 1 out here. Great crossings already played at 3. Trying to put on a big crooked number with 1 out. First pitch to Peyton Harris is high. The count goes to 1 ball, 0 strikes. Colin Sims fires, strike call on the inside part of the plate. Count goes to 1-2. Correction, the count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch with the bases full. It's high, and the count goes 2-1. 2-1 the count. Nowhere to put Peyton Harris if you're Colin Sims. More importantly, if you're Coach Paul Patterson. He's hoping his pitchers throw some strikes right here. Ball gets past the catcher. It's a ball, and Faraday in easily, and everybody advances. So we're going to give that one a pass ball. Looked like the catcher should have had that one. That'll bring in the 5th run of the ball game for Great Crossing. Foster will scoot on down to 3rd, and Stewart will hop on down to 2nd. So 2nd and 3rd on the base path for the Warhawks. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Base hit over the third baseman's head. 1 run in. Stewart gets a great jump out at second base, so 2 RBI single off the bat of Peyton Harris. So run number 6 and run number 7 for Great Crossing.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Colin Nicholson. On deck, Lions.
So out running is Micah Mullins.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 31, Micah Mullins.
So 7 runs in for Great Crossing now. And that'd be my position. I'd want to hit and catch. That way I don't have to run the bases. I don't have to get hot. Of course, you're not going to get hot today. But Peyton Harris says, I've done my job with two RBI single. There's a number off the bat of Colin Nicholson. Second baseman gets it quickly, a little bit late, so an infield single. Off the check swing from Colin Nicholson, Peyton Harris.
Now batting.
Micah Mullins down at second base.
Zach Lyons.
That'll bring us back up to the top of the lineup. As Great Crossing is now batted around. Still 1 out. Runners at first and second. Zach Lyons squares around the bunt, doesn't pull it back in time. Or the home plate umpire said it was a strike. Regardless, the count goes to 0-1. To Great Crossing's leadoff hitter, Zach Lyons, batting .500 on the season, 0 for 2 in this ball game. Strikeout in the first, fly ball to center field to lead off the inning. First baseman, Mr. Case over there, Tyler Case, no doubt he thinks there's a bunt. He's playing right on the edge of the grass. He better hope he guesses right. Zach Lyons, a lot of power earlier today. First home run out to right field. Lefty versus lefty. That pitch a little bit inside, and the count goes to 2-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Peyton Harris got a base hit. Micah Mullins in to run for him. He's down at second. Colin Nicholson's over at first base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's high as well, and the count goes 3-1. Woodford County had the same problem in their earlier game here against Connor. They were pretty much in control. They gave up 11 runs in 1 inning and 8 runs in another inning. Scott County's already put up 6 with 1 out, 2 runners on. Umpire gives him the timeout. Colin Sims says, I'm going to throw it anyway. Seven to 2 here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Colin Sims from the stretch. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Zach Lyons hits it to left field. Left fielder goes back, easy catch, flips it over to the shortstop. Runners don't advance. So F7. Second out in the inning for Great Crossing. That'll bring up Benny and Bond.
Baseman, number 2, Benny and Bond. On deck, Benner.
If you're a Woodford County fan, Benny and Bond started all this mess. He had a home run, first home run ever to left field in Great Crossing baseball history. Here's the first pitch from Sims, curveball, strike 1. Michael Mullins down at second base. Colin Nicholson over at first. Nicholson reached on an infield single that beat the throw out from the second baseman. That pitch, off-speed pitch inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside. 11th batter in the inning for Great Crossing. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Sims. Taken all the way, and that was low. That one looked good from up here. But I am due for a prescription checkup. So the 3-1 pitch, 2 outs. Benny and Bond stays alive. He fouls it over to the bullpen. Warming up in the bullpen for Woodford County is the sophomore Cooper Springgate, wearing number 7. Just in case Coach Patterson needs him. Coach Patterson in his sixth season for Woodford County. And that's a walk. So Benny and Bond
Now batting the third
loads the
baseman,
bases.
number 28, Seth Benner. On deck, Turlia.
Micah Mullins down at third. Colin Nicholson down at second. Benny and Bond with the walk goes down to first. That brings up the number 3 hitter, Seth Beener, batting .500 on the season. Scored in the first, singled to left field, and scored in the third. First pitch, a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch, off speed. Going to give it to him on the inside corner. Count evens up 1-1 to the senior third baseman for Great Crossing. Fastball high. First baseman is playing deep with 2 outs for Woodford County, not holding Bond on. Nowhere for Biniam to go anyway. Ground ball, just foul, third base. Deuces on the scoreboard. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs to the number 3 hitter for Great Crossing. Time is called. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Staying alive. Here's Mr. Beener. Two outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Bases loaded for the Warhawks. Seth Beener, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Colin Sims. Curveball. It must have went around the plate because where he caught it, it looked like a strike. Well, count goes full here. Runners will be off on the pitch. If you're coaching here, you want to make sure the runners wait until Mr. Sims definitely starts going to the plate. Beener gets it down to left field. The left fielder going back. And we're going to say the first grand slam. So a grand slam home run. That'll plate the 8th run, 9th run, 10th run, and 11th run. 4 RBIs for Mr. Beener. He's going to go back. He's going to go back and tell Biniam that's how you hit a bomb. I think that one was just as much wind aided as the other one. Regardless, Great crossing with 4
Now
runs.
batting the first baseman.
Add it on, that'll make it 11-2.
Jacob Torria on deck, Verity.
Jacob Turlia now batting for the Warhawks. Singled in this inning and scored the 4th run. Single to right field. Good piece of hitting. Scored Seth Beener. 2 for 2 in the ball game for Jacob. 1 RBI. Ground ball over to Vanderbroek at second base. Up with it, over to Case. And the inning is complete. However, in the inning, Great Crossing scores 10 runs on, let me get my shoes off, 7 hits. I don't see any errors and no runners left on base. So through 3 complete, Great Crossing with the lead, 11-2 over Woodford County. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to start the 4th. You're watching high school baseball on the birdsnestsports.com network.
In the bottom half, the 3rd inning.
Scott County Veterinary Clinic offers complete animal health care, including hospitalization, surgery, in-house blood work, and laser therapy, along with a state-of-the-art boarding facility and a large yard to run and play. Find us online for more information.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the 4th inning here. Woodford County finds himself deep in a hole here. Great Crossing scores 10 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take an 11-2 lead. And for Coach Stratton and more importantly, pitching coach Austin Jarvis, you want your pitcher Logan Atkins to do one thing, and that's not it. With a 9-run lead, you want to throw strikes and let your defense play defense. Leading off for Woodford County in the 4th inning is Alex Coyle. He walked and was stranded at 3rd in the 2nd inning for Woodford County. He finds himself with an even count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul ball straight back, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, like I said, Austin Jarvis, the pitching coach for Great Crossing, wants Logan Atkins to do one thing: throw strikes. Let your defense play. And if they swing and miss, that's great. If they get a few hits, they're going to need a bunch to come back down 9 here in the 4th inning. We have time. Somebody's playing kickball out on the first base side. The fans giving the first base coach for Woodford County a little bit of a heckle as he tried to throw the kickball or whatever it was back over and didn't make it. So we had the long walk to the fence to pick it up, to hand it back to the young person out there that let it get onto the field. So the count goes full, 3-2 here in the top of the 4th inning to the leadoff hitter for Woodford County, Alex Coyle. And Logan Atkins, free pass.
Now batting the
to the leadoff hitter,
fielder,
Alex Coyle.
Number 11, Nicola Yico. On deck, Case.
Now batting is David Nicola Yinko, the center fielder, the senior for Woodford County, unassisted in the 1st inning to Turlia over at first. Turlia holding on Coyle. First pitch, strike 1. So 1-2 the count on that strike taken by Nikola Yinko. Here's the 1-2 pitch, curveball, line drive just outside the reach of Jacob Terlia. Foul ball. That's one of those, if you see it coming to you, it has that spin on it, and you think it's never going to get to you, but you're never going to get to it. You think you have all day to get to it, however, it's just outside the reach of the first baseman. He was holding the runner on, but that ball was almost like slow motion getting to him. Made a great effort, but just outside the reach. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back, and the count remains 1-2. Good hustle by the first baseman for Woodford County. Tyler Case on foul ball duty as he's in the on-deck circle. Nikola Yinko looking for the 1-2 pitch. Logan Atkins says, here it is. And he stays in there, doesn't try to get out of the way, but that would get him a hit by pitch. First hit batter of the ball game for Logan Atkins.
Now batting the first baseman, number 34, Case. On deck, Hurry.
Now batting is Tyler Case, the first baseman, struck out looking in the second inning. First pitch swinging, fouled back into the backstop. Logan Atkins with a 9-run lead here. Runners at first and second, swing and a miss by the first baseman, Tyler Case, and he finds himself behind big time. 0-2 here, no outs in the top of the fourth inning. Runners at first and second for Woodford County. We had a walk to Alex Coyle to lead the inning. David Nikola Yinko hit pitch, gets him down to first and advances Coyle over to second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High fastball, and he couldn't lay off of it, so strikeout swinging. 2 strikeouts on the day for Mr. Case, the first baseman. That'll bring up Josh Horry,
Now batting
the sophomore catcher.
number 10, Horry.
He had a strikeout swinging in the second inning for the third out. So Alex Coyle's down to second. Nikola Yinko is over at first base. Four batting for number 10. So into the lineup is a junior, Trey Holland.
Correction. Now batting number 4, Trey Holland.
So he'll come in batting for Josh Horry, the catcher. Pick-off play back to the shortstop. Logan Atkins put it right where he needed to, but Stewart couldn't hold on. So the runner slides back into it to second base safely. Been an interesting call to see what would happen if he'd held on to it right there. One out here in the fourth inning. A pinch hitter, Trey Holland, at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball high. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low. Count goes to 2-0. Again, as I said when we started the inning, if you're Logan Atkins, you want to do 2 things. No walks and throw strikes. Up to this point, he's had 1 walk, 1 hit batter. And that was a pass ball, looked like to me. And the runners will advance. Maybe a little loss of focus here for Great Crossing after that 10-run third inning. Just speculation on my part. So Holland gets a free pass to load the bases. Now get the pitching coach, Austin Jarvis, out of the dugout.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 8, Markwell. On deck, McNeely.
So I'm pretty sure Austin Jarvis is going to have some words of wisdom for the junior pitcher, Logan Atkins. Done a great job up to this point, only giving up 2 runs. But after the big 10-run third inning for Great Crossing, he came back in the 4th with a walk, hit batter, struck out 1, and walked another. Be interesting to see right here. I think this is a little bit of a pickup move by Austin Jarvis to kind of get him to refocus a little bit. And if that doesn't work, the next one we will see out of the dugout is Greg Stratton. And there'll be a pitching change. But we'll see how Mr. Atkins reacts right here. Pitch so far, so good. Big lead by Great Crossing, 11-2, so a little bit of room to work with here with Mr. Atkins, but he just needs to start throwing some strikes. Doesn't need to be perfect. First pitch to the junior right fielder, Austin Markwell, is low and outside. Markwell walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Fastball strike to even the count at 1-1. There's the 1-1 pitch with bases loaded. Outside strike. They've been giving them all night long. Be checking back on the website pretty frequently. We're going to post our schedule out there for the year. We're going to do about 15 ball games across baseball and softball at Scott County and Great Crossing. They're going to say he was able to hold his swing. I think that's one of those, if you'd had a first base umpire, that probably would have been a strike call. But out at second, it's hard for him to make that judgment. So if he's not sure, it's an automatic safe call, and the count goes to 2-2. Here's the pitch from Atkins outside. Looks like he's a little bit aiming it now, more than throwing it. Pretty much straight back on that pitch. No follow through at all. And the count goes full. This might be Logan's last batter, unless he gets Austin Markwell out on this 3-2 pitch. It's going to be a walk, an RBI, 4. Be the 3rd run of the ball game, 4. Another pinch hitter, 4. Woodford County, but we'll hold as Coach Stratton comes out from the dugout.
On deck, Rankin.
So Logan Atkins will get credit for 3 1/3 innings. He has given up 1 hit. And we'll say that he has given up 1 earned run. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walks. And he's had 1, 2, 3 strikeouts on the bench. He has 3 runners.
Caleb Morrison.
Caleb Morrison. Now pitching for Great Crossing. He comes into the ball game throwing from the left side. Caleb Morrison is a 5'10" pitcher outfielder for Great Crossing. So Caleb Morrison, a sophomore lefty, into the ball game for Great Crossing. He'll come in with one out here in the bottom of the top of the fourth inning. Excuse me. Woodford County with the bases loaded. First pitch, strike. Jabari Alexander. Pinch hitting for R.J. McNeely. Strike two, the call. Interesting substitution right there. R.J. McNeely had a home run in the game against Connor. And it was a grand slam, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Fly ball off the bat, out in right field. Aiden Foster underneath of it, one's hands it. That's going to score a run. They're going to make a play. I don't know if said he dropped the ball out in right field or not. I think he caught it. So regardless, Nikola Yinko is going to score the fourth run for Woodford County. Yep. So they're going to say he caught the ball out in right field for the second out of the inning, and then the runners are going to advance. Foster had trouble with it after he caught it out there. He went one-handed on this. He's battling the sun. He catches the ball, drops it afterwards. They make the throw into second base, or into the infield. They had the runner going to second base. Stewart unable to hold on to it, and the runner scoots on in there. And then there was a question about whether he caught it or not. They were going to be a force out at second if he didn't. Ground ball off the bat to Stewart. The shortstop picks it up over to Turlia for an easy out. So good job coming in there by Caleb Morrison as he gets the 6-3 grounder for the third out of the inning. So to finish up Logan Atkins, he goes 3 1/3 inning. One hit, gives up a total of 4 runs. 6 walks and 3 strikeouts. So in the top of the fourth inning, Woodford County scores 2. Great Crossing with the lead, 11-4. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletic.
Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning here. Great Crossing with the lead, 11-4. Woodford County scores 2 runs on no hits. Good
Now
job by
pitching for
Caleb
Woodford
Morrison.
County, number 52, Jackson Crook.
New pitcher for Woodford County is number 52, Jackson Crook, the senior. He'll come in to start the fourth inning. So Colin Sims goes 2/3 of an inning. He gives up 1, 2, 3 hits. 2 runs. Two walks and no strikeouts. So 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks and no strikeouts for Colin Sims. And that'll bring in Jackson Crook,
The center fielder.
wearing number
18,
52.
Jake Faraday. On deck, Foster.
What Turlia do the last inning? So he should be leading off.
Okay. Okay. So a little bit of a correction there. Scorebook error on my part. I had Jacob Turlia, but I forgot to write down that he grounded out to the second baseman to end the last inning. That'll bring up Jake Faraday. Jake Faraday, a double into the gap in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat, so 1 for 2 in the ball game. He scored the 5th run for Great Crossing, and he'll lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Count goes to 3-1. That pitch looked outside, but they called it a strike. Maybe he didn't hold up on the check swing. The count goes full. Jackson Crook pitched about 3 batters against Connor earlier in the day. And he'll get a walk to Jake Faraday, and that'll bring up Aiden Foster.
Number 12, Aiden Foster. On deck, Stewart.
Foster struck out in the 2nd, walked and scored the 6th run of the ball game for Great Crossing in the 3rd inning. A big 3rd inning for Great Crossing. They had 13 batters come to the plate, scored 9 runs. Faraday, good job off on the pitch. Foster grounds out to the second baseman, but advances the runner. I'm pretty sure that's probably a hit and run call. We'll say 4-3. For the first out, Grant Stewart will be pitch hit for by number 24, Carson Walls.
Now batting, number 24, Carson Walls.
Faraday with a stolen base over to 3rd base. So the pitch was a ball outside. Faraday with a great jump down at 2nd gets over to 3rd. Crooks next pitch outside as well. The count goes to 2-0. One out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High strike call there. The count goes to 2-1. Carson Walls, the pinch hitter for Grant Stewart here in the 4th inning. Two-one pitch. It's called strike 2, 2-2. Coach Stratton says, hit the ball, young man. Here's the 2-2 count. One out here. Good piece of hitting by Carson Walls out into the short right center field. Center fielder cannot get to it. Nicole. Looks like Landon Corum is out in center field. He couldn't get to it, so an RBI single for Carson Walls.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10, Peyton Harris. On deck, Nicholson.
So 12th run of the ball game for Great Crossing. And that'll bring up Peyton Harris, the catcher, with Carson Walls down at first base. Peyton 2 for 2 in the ball game with 2 RBIs. So Great Crossing increases their lead to 12-4. Count goes 2-2. That's Crook holding Carson Walls on over there with the pickoff attempt. Count goes to full. 3-2 to the batter, Peyton Harris, the junior catcher. Off on the pitch is Walls. He's in easily. Throw goes to center field. Corum picks it up. So now the count goes 3-1 to Peyton Harris. Carson Walls down at second base after the stolen base. Swing and a miss on that one. The count goes to full. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This game is kind of slow to a crawl here. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Safe. Catcher comes up with it. Throws to first. Good stretch by Case. And a good throw by Trey Holland.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Colin Nicholson. On deck, Lions.
So Colin Nicholson, the left fielder, batting for Great Crossing, had an infield single in the 3rd. Ground out to the 3rd baseman in the 2nd. First pitch high. Carson Walls down at second base.
Parody scored on the sac fly.
I'm sorry, on the single from Walls. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Walls off on the pitch. Fly ball out into short right center field. Corum on the run. Makes the dive, can't make it. And good hustle there by Nicholson as he stretches that into a double. Right center field bloop hit. RBI off the bat of Colin Nicholson. Plates the 13th run of the ball game.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 4, Zach Lyons. On deck, Bond.
So 2 outs here in the ball game. 4-3 ground out by Aiden Foster and a strikeout by Peyton Harris. First pitch swinging. Zach Lyons just outside the reach of the second baseman. And that's going to score Carson Walls. A throw to the plate. Cut off by Case to keep the runner. Yep. So an RBI single. Off the bat of Zach Lyons. That'll score Colin Nicholson. 14th run of the ball game.
The second baseman, number 2, Binion Bond. On deck, Benner.
Binion Bond. A home run and a walk and a ground out to the shortstop. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Solo home run in the 3rd inning. For Mr. Bond. 14-4 is your score. Zach Lyons down at first base. After that RBI single, just outside the reach of the second baseman. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A little bit outside. Kind of tripped up the catcher, Trey Holland, on that one. Trey Holland came into the ball game in the third inning as he pinch hit for Josh Hari. Pickoff move, not in time. From Crook to Chase, or Case, excuse me. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 call. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off on the pitch is Zach Lyons. Fly ball out to the second baseman for the third out of the inning. Great Crossing does some damage again. Great Crossing has 3 runs. 1, 2, 3 hits. No errors, and leave 1 runner on base. So through 4 complete. Your score, Great Crossing 14. Woodford County 4. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the top of the 5th. You're watching high school baseball.
In the bottom half of the 4th inning, Great Crossing sends 7 batters to the plate, scores 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 runner left on base. After
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Welcome back to Bird's Nest Athletics. I'm Mike Ritchie on the broadcast today, running solo. You're watching and listening to us on birdsnestsports.com. Again, proud to be part of the Bird's Nest Athletic broadcasting family. Happy to bring you high school baseball here today. Great Crossing will also be bringing baseball from Scott County, as well as fast pitch softball from Great Crossing and Scott County as well. Check us out on the internet. We're going to try to do about 15 ball games this spring across all 4 schools. Should be fun if you get a chance. Can't make it out to the ballpark, that's always the best option, but if you can't make it, check us out on the internet at birdsnestsports.com. Leading off for Woodford County here in the top of the 5th inning. Pinch hitting is number 7, Cooper Springate. So 4 straight balls, free pass to the pinch hitter, Cooper Springate. Another pinch hitter for Woodford County. We'll try to get the number here in a second for you. Woodford County, it is number 16. That will be Cole Dykus.
Number 16, Cole Dykus.
The senior. Pitch hitting for Brandon Goins, the pitcher / designated hitter. Kayla Morrison on the bump for Great Crossing. 0-2 the count. 2 quick strikes to Cole Dykes. Cooper Springate down at first base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing, foul tip into the mitt of the Great Crossing catcher Peyton Harris. So
Now batting,
first out.
the third baseman, number 18, Coyle.
That'll bring up Alex Coyle, the sophomore third baseman. He's walked both times, walked in the second, walked in the fourth. Trying to pick off play, don't know what was going on there, but Peyton Harris's throw goes out to right field. Aiden Foster runs over to pick it up, but Cooper Springate all the way over. Good idea, I think, from the catcher, Peyton Harris, but he forgot one thing. You have to throw it to the first baseman. Instead, it goes out to right field. Aiden Foster had probably about a 30-yard sprint to go pick it up. By the time he did, Cooper Springate goes all the way from first to third. So 1 out here to Alex Coyle. 2-0 is now the count. Good-looking sophomore pitcher here for Great Crossing. Caleb Morrison came in with 1 out in the third. Got Great Crossing out of the inning. Bases loaded. That pitch is a strike call. 2-1 is the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's high and the count goes 3-1. Again, Great Crossing's pitchers with the big lead, they struggle to throw the ball over the plate. Kind of puts the defense to sleep. Swing and a miss. Count goes full. One out here, top of the fifth inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Just a little bit outside and low. Another walk.
Now batting, number 22, Landon Corum.
Landon Corum now in the ball game at the plate. He actually came into the ball game in the bottom of the last inning playing defense out in center field, replacing David Nikolayinko. We're going to get a balk call. That'll bring in the 5th run of the ball game for Woodford County. As Cooper Springate gets a free jog into home on the balk call by the first base umpire, or second base umpire now. Alex Coyle goes down to second. And the first pitch to Landon Corum is a ball. Second pitch swinging. One hopper to the shortstop, Stewart. Stewart over to third. And they're going to say a tag. So good job there. So a fielder's choice for Landon Corum. So you're going to get 6-5-4 for the second out of the inning. Good job there by the shortstop, Grant Stewart.
Now batting, the
bad job of base running there.
Number 34, Case.
From Alex Coyle. So a little bit of course correction from the second base umpire. Tired of hearing the chirping from the first base coach. New first baseman in for Great Crossing as well, number 13, Peyton Henderson. Pickoff move. Not in time. Corum back easily. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. I think they were questioning whether he tagged the runner going to second. I don't know if Benny and Bond was sure he tagged him or not, but the umpire said he was out. So that must have meant a tag occurred, at least in the opinion of the umpire, which, as I've learned after a lot of years of baseball, that's all that matters. So the count goes to 1-1, 2 outs here, top of the fifth inning. 14-5 is your score. If Great Crossing can get out of this inning with any more runs crossing, they come in and score 1 run. This will be a ball game, a 5-inning affair. Here's the pitch, outside. Had been a perfect opportunity for Peyton Harris to throw back over to first base, but I think after the last one he was a little hesitant. Didn't want nothing to do with that one. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's a little bit further outside and a little bit higher. That'll be a wild pitch, and Corum will just jog down to second base. So 2 outs here, Landon Corum out at second base for Woodford County. The count's 2-1 to Tyler Case, the senior first baseman. Foul tip into the mitt. The count goes to 2-2. Deuces on the scoreboard, 2-2 the count, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch is high and outside. So nothing's easy here for Great Crossing. They've had 2 walks, a strikeout, and a weird fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. Tyler Case. 3rd strikeout of the day, and that'll leave 1 run scored on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. So through 4.5, your score, Great Crossing 14, Woodford County 5. We'll be back in just a moment.
In the top half of the 5th inning, Woodford County sends 5 batters to the plate, scores 1 run on no hits with 1.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Pitcher for Woodford County, number 6, Trey Martin.
Welcome back to Great Crossing High School. Great Crossing 14, Woodford County 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 4th pitcher of the ball game for Woodford County, that would be Trey Martin, the senior, pitched earlier today against Connor High School. Again, what a gorgeous day for baseball here. Great Crossing needs 1 run right here to do a 10-run rule.
Leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning, the 3rd baseman, number 28, Seth Benner. On deck, Peyton Henderson.
So leading off in the 5th inning for Great Crossing, the 3rd baseman, Seth Benner. Pretty productive day for Mr. Benner. He had a walk and scored in the 1st, a single to left and scored in the 3rd, and a grand slam home run in the 3rd. Again, full of trivia questions today. The first grand slam home run hit by Great Crossing is Seth Benner. It's the 1-0 pitch. Good line drive single out to left field.
Now batting, number 13, Peanut Henderson.
Peyton Henderson into the ball game in the top of the fifth. He came in for Turlia in the top of the fifth. So now he's getting his first plate appearance. First pitch swinging. 0-1 the count. Seth Beener down at first base. 0-2 the count. Mr. Henderson finds himself behind early, 0-2. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Good job behind the plate by Trey Holland as he blocks that one, keeps it in front of him, keeps Beener from advancing out to second base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A little bit low, and the count evens up, 2-2. Two pitch is outside. The count goes full, gets past the catcher, and Bender down to first base. I'm going to flip a coin whether it was a wild pitch or a pass ball, and we're going to say it landed on heads, and that always means pass ball. So 3-2 count to Mr. Henderson. Swing, he hits it hard, but he hits it out in the batting cages, which means it's a little bit foul. He definitely wasn't fooled on that pitch. Trey Martin will have to remember that one. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, no outs. Benner down at second. Just enough to stay alive. Foul tip. Off the bat of Peyton Henderson. Winning run out of second base in the form of Seth Benner. They're going to give him a high strike there. So a strikeout looking. Fans aren't happy with that one. That'll bring up Jake Faraday, the Arkansas signee.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 18, Jake Faraday.
Faraday had a double and scored one in the third inning, walked and scored in the fourth. 1 for 2 officially as he grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. There's a shot outside the reach of the shortstop. Center fielder bobbles it. Seth Benner is going to score, and that's going to be your ball game. So we'll say an RBI single off the bat of Jake Faraday.
And this one belongs to the Warhawks.
And that'll be the Warhawks' second win of the day and second win in program history. As they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll recap the ball game and hopefully talk to Coach Stratton and maybe a player of the game. You're watching high school baseball on birdsnestsports.com.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Greens Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back. Great Crossing gets their second victory of the day. They defeated Connor 12-8 in the first ball game. Set out one, watched Connor and Woodford County play in the Wild when Connor came back to win that ball game 22-17 in 8 innings. Woodford County comes back in this one, scores 5 runs, but Great Crossing hot at the plate. A couple of home runs, one of them a grand slam off the bat of Seth Benner. Great Crossings gets their second victory, 15-5 in 5 innings. Looking at your totals, Woodford County had 5 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. Great Crossing, 15 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, and leave 4 runners on base. Your winning pitcher of the ball game is Logan Atkins. Logan wound up pitching 3 1/3 innings for Great Crossing. The losing pitcher is Woodford County's Brandon Goins. I like to be nice and say that I'm going to give Caleb Morrison the save, but too big of a lead when he came in, but the sophomore came in and did a pretty good job for Great Crossing. He came in with 1 out in the 3rd, gave up 1 run that was charged to Logan Atkins, but he also gave up only 1 run in the 5th, and a great job. Nice, promising future for the sophomore Caleb Morrison for Great Crossing. So again, we really appreciate and enjoy you listening to us on the internet. Like I say, the number one choice is always make it out to the field and support the kids in person. But for whatever reason, if you can't make it, check out our schedule, birdnestsports.com. We're going to have a schedule of about 15 ball games between fast pitch softball and baseball between both Great Crossing and Scott County. If you can't make it to the game, we're more than happy for you to come out and join us here. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to talk to Coach Stratton, but it's been a long day for him. He's been out here since early this morning playing 2 ball games and helping administrate the second one. So we're just going to call ball game here and in the broadcast. Again, your final score, Great Crossing 15, Woodford County 5. You're listening to high school baseball on birdnest.com. Again, I'm Mike Ritchie. Check us out in the future. Thanks for watching.